Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of my repairing with DJI Mavic batteries. Specifically the Air 1, first one. I got a couple of these batteries and a couple of devices I want to show you. So, you know, when you fly your devices in the summer or anywhere else, most likely in the winter you just put your devices away, and then they get in a couple of months the cells get too low, so they won't take a charge. So these three work except this one. So you see this one doesn't give any charge or a light, and when I put it in the charger it doesn't give any signal or LED bars. When I put it on the good one, you see it takes a charge. So as you know, these fours all work, but this one doesn't. I got one from a customer, and it's basically pretty easy to repair one of these. The only thing you need to have is some tools, software, and a little bit of skills, but it doesn't take that much. So first what you want to do is open this up, but I'm going to take a little bit of more things you need to do and have. So I'm going to open this up. You gotta see the cells individually if they're okay, because sometimes these cells just don't work, or one have died, or they're not always repairable. You can replace an individual cell, but sometimes it just doesn't work. And you're gonna need tools. So for tools I recommend just having a simple multimeter. Fluke works just fine, and a programmer, because these chips, like I have here a board from a Mavic Pro. These have the pins on the front, like you can see here. It's just different, but basically the same. But for these to connect to SDA and SCL and ground, you need to solder these joints on the board, I mean here. But that's a different story for another time. This time we're going to focus on the Mavic Air Accu with batteries. You can just program these at the front. Some devices need to program in the battery itself, so you gotta take it apart. In this case we also need to take it apart just because we want to check each individual cell, and we need to charge it with a battery charger, like a LiPo, specific charger for like FPV quads. Just a regular charger like this Emax B6. This is just for race quads or any other type of batteries. You can charge whatever you want with it. I have a balance board, but you don't need it because we're not going to balance them, we just want to charge them. How you connect them is up to you. I'm going to show you how I'm doing it, and I'm using crocodile clips. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, battery still doesn't work, and funny thing about it, they're really easy to open. I'm going to show you. The only thing you need is some sort of prying tool like this one from iFixit, and I'm going to show you why it's so easy. It's from this battery. This is a Mavic Pro 2 or Air 2. These ones are really big hassle to open, just really annoying, and they really good to put together from the factory. So you just have to pry and crack it all open, and it's just it's a big mess. But if it has to be, it has to be. So these, on the other hand, are very easy to open. I'm going to show you how you can do it really nicely. So you have these front pins, and this is where I would begin, to the corners. If you can see, I can put my prying tool there, in there. Sometimes it doesn't want to, so as you can see, it wants to. So this. That's the beginning, and then you want to pry it a little bit further to the bottom. So you see, I can just want to click open. So that's the first step. So then I will begin to the second corner, because then you can just open it really easy. That's all. You see the clip there and there. That's just the biggest clip from all of them. You just really gentle. You can pry it open without any tools. Like you see here, there's a second clip. You can wiggle it. Just it takes some exercise to open it up, but as you see, it opens. Just don't take it apart and just rip it out of it, because there is a little cable, and that is for the I think the detector, or detects like it's in the casing for clips, as you can see. So we don't need to take this apart. We can just have it like this, because the things we need to do is see these terminals, these tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to check them individually. So 1 to 2 is one cell, 3 to 4 is one cell, and 5 to 6 one cell. And if you have to have them here and here, that's just one big battery, and that's how they're connected to each other. Because together it's in 3S batteries, so it's like 11 volts for the power. So we're just gonna grab a multimeter. Just gonna check if the cells are okay. So you put them here. It doesn't matter for Fluke if it's reversed plus minus, but as you can see, so this is plus, this is minus. You can see it's 1.399, so that's really low. It should be like 3.7 volts, so that's not good. So we're gonna check the next one, see if there's anyone that. They all should be a little bit like the others, so 1.59, okay, that's basically the same. We can check the last cell, and you can see, okay, this one is a little bit more, still isn't that big of a deal, because if there is 0, that means that the cell is dead. So if we can do it like that, 0. So it's 5 volts together, and it should be 11 volts. So the battery thinks it's dead, which basically is. It's really discharged. So we want to see if we can charge it up again. Now for that you need a LiPo battery charger. But first you want to connect some alligator clips, because that's just the best option. I have one right here. Just alligator clips for my LiPo charger. But you want to connect them to the terminals. You want to charge them in series, and just have one here and one there. But you just can't clip them on, because there's all these stuff on the board. What you want to do is, if you have one, I have a little bit of a little toolbox, and I have these screws. It might sound sketchy, but it really isn't. You have these screws, they're perfect size. As you can see, it's torque. So I'm gonna grab a iFixit torque screwdriver, bit like this. So we want to have like here a screw and there a screw. So we put this one up, and it might scratch the PCB a little bit, but if you are very carefully, you can screw it in there like that. As you can see, it's in there. Some screws will work, some not. So check before you apply one of the screws, because if they're too big, you might, like here, you might destroy one of the PCB or a component on the board. And you want to have one there. It's really easy and nice. Get a second to get in there. Just okay, this one doesn't fit. Basically like that. And before we continue, we want to know if it does work. So we just probe the two, like that. And you can see it connects. So for these are plus and minus, as you can see. So this screw is plus, this one is minus. Keep in mind that you connect the correct ones. And if you're not sure, just check again. If you have a Fluke or any high-end multimeter, most of them will just, if you connect them incorrectly, it will give the voltage and a minus, so it means it's the wrong order. So if you check again, correct order, you see this one is plus, this one is minus. So we want to apply these alligator clips. So you put one here and there, like that. So that's connected to grid. Just keep in mind that you have the case on, because if the case is not on, it will fall over because the imbalance of the casing. So like that, and we can check again for sure. Yes, so they're connected correctly. So what we're gonna do now is go over to the LiPo charger, and I'm gonna show you how it works. So as you can see, I'm over at my little charger. It's not a little charger, it's the big one. I use this for almost everything. I do have the smaller one, but just in case. But I use this for all my projects. So we don't want to go directly to the 11 volts 3S cells, because it's not going to recognize. I can show you if I start it with no balancer. Probably will say it's incorrect voltage. So it's 2 cells, it's not correct because it needs to be 3 cells. So it's get recognized as a 2-cell battery, which isn't. So we're gonna go over to another memory. So I have memory profiles, but you can just select them individually. So we want to have a nickel, I don't know what it's called, but it's NYCD. You have 72 volts. And just for program, it's a 7.2 volt pack. This is what I recommend to charge with. Battery capacity, yeah, you can set it as low as you want, because you don't need all. The battery's not going to charge from it all, because you're going to later on do the profile with the normal LiPo charge method. So yeah, you can charge at 1 amperage. If you really want to be careful, you just can set it on a lower amperage, like 1.6 or 5, but I just set it on 1 amperage. The rest all good. So we start the program. Normal. It's checking the battery, and you can see it is charging. So you can see it's connected and it's charging. You can see here the capacity is giving milliamperes. It's already at 2. It's going really fast. We're gonna get over to the other camera. I'm gonna show you with the multimeter what it's doing right now. So we're back at it. It's charging right now. What you want to do is see if it's doing something. So we're just gonna probe it. You can see it's already at 9 volts, and you can see it going up. It's going really fast, and you just want to keep checking this until you're around 10 or 11 voltage. But no, if you disconnect the charger and it's not giving any power, it will go a little bit, it's sagging a little bit to around, yeah, half a volt, because it's in rest modes. So as you can see, it's already at 10. This could be enough. This is really good. As you can see, it does take a charge. But no, if you have completed the complete charging, because we after this we're gonna charging on normal LiPo profile, and we just gonna charge it, I mean, half full or a quarter of it. Just know you have to check each cell, which I'm gonna demonstrate after this, to see if each individual cell is happy that it's charged from a very low voltage to just the normal voltage, because sometimes the cells just break or don't like it because you did charge it too fast, so that's not good for the battery. As you can see, this is going very good. So what we're gonna do now is go back to the charger and select a normal profile, because you don't want to keep it charged on this profile. So going back to that. So back to the charger, you can see it's giving 140 milliamps, so that's good enough. So we're gonna stop it. Then we go to the profile is now, let's see, LiPo. It's 11.1 volts, and notice it has 3 cells, so it's a 3-cell pack, 3-cell of 3S. In capacity, you can set it to the correct one. It's not gonna be the most correct one because, as you can see, it's around 2375 milliamps. So you're not gonna set it correctly, but just don't set it higher or lower, just like this. So amperage, it's fine. 1.4 is fine. You see, 1. So that's good. So we're gonna leave it around to 100 or 200 milliamps. That's just that's good enough. So we can unlock the chip and we can charge it with a normal DJI battery charger. So stay tuned for that. So back at the desk, we can disconnect the alligator clips. Just know that you don't need to disconnect the screws before checking individually each cell. So I'm just gonna have it laid like that. Pick the probes, and you can see, I'm gonna probe here. Look, each cell is around around 3.7. And we can check the next cell. Yeah, look, that's the perfect balance. And the next cell, nicely. So there is just almost no difference in each cell. That's very healthy. So if you hold the pens like this and you see that the voltage really slowly drops, which 1% at a time, that usually means that one of the cells damaged and defective. But as you can see in this case, the battery is working. So for the next part, it's really handy to have the correct tools. So for now we can disconnect the screws because we don't need them anymore. So as you can see, the battery itself is okay right now. The only thing we need to do is just click it back to its original place. Make sure the button aligns with the button on the PCB. So you have the plastic one. Just wanna like that. It's clicking. Nice. So it's sealed up again, and as you can see, you don't need to super glue it or anything else. It's really nice, and just if you want to take it apart again, it doesn't take much strength or fiddling with it again. But as you can see, it still doesn't do anything. On the charger also none. So what you want to do is reprogram the chip in it, or unseal it, as we say. And you have 3 methods. The first one is what I usually use to check each cell. Is this programmer from Texas Instruments. It's the EV2400. This is this programmer which you can use with the battery analyzer tool from a specific company. I really like it. Only the unlockment process for each cell costs you about 300 or more per license. So no, I couldn't really use that. But for checking each cell is really detailed, so that's great. So you just have if you're negative, positive. Positive you don't have to use, but some batteries require also 5-volt in, and if your data lines. So no. This one we're gonna use today. It's for another video. Which I usually use is this one. This is the programmer I use for the batteries for DJI. It's the CP2112. It's a little chip program tool which I soldered some pins for it. Just can probe it into it. You have your ground, which the label almost falls off, like these two. But for the data lines, it doesn't matter if you accidentally mix them up, because you just don't get any signal, or you can read data out of it. Just re-plug them in the correct order. But ground is really important. You plug it in the ground and not in the 5-volt, because you don't want to get 5-volt on your ground line, because you're gonna burn your chip, or if it gives any voltage at all. So that's not good. This we can use, and also you can use a Arduino Nano with a specific script with a tool from a website called Circuit Schools. Very cool. I used my first time with Arduino Nano. but I really just want to use a simplified tool like this. So what you can use for it, I have this little dongle for it, just from a DJI controller. It's just really handy. And then I mostly use a portable machine like a, let's say a ROG Ally, or any just a computer you could choose. So for that, we're going to switch over to my laptop. But first, we need to have to plug it into it. So I'm going to charge up my power on my device. I'll show it here. Okay, so we have the DJI battery killer program on here. Hope you can see it well enough. I think it is out of focus a little bit. Come on. Okay, so you can see the program on here, but first of all we need to actually connect the battery. And for that, I'm going to show you how to do that. So just aside the computer. So you have your battery, still doesn't work. You have the programmer. Well, for this model, this side, or for your, I think your viewing angle is for the right. You see, the connector goes like this. Here you have your ground pins. It are, I think it are 3 pins or 2 pins which are ground, but I just stick it all the way to the right side, like that. And then we have these 2 data pins. The data pins need to go in the middle of them. The other side is 5 volts, so you just don't want to put them in there, because if it accidentally activates or somehow it will power on, you have a little bit of problem. So you're just gonna put them in there. Could be the incorrect order, I don't know, because I haven't labeled them, but it should be okay. So just like this, you have the program. Then I'm gonna try to attempt if it does work myself, because it can be always just a little bit of a surprise if your device works again or not, but for most times it always works. So it's recognized. I'm gonna connect to it. So I'm gonna show you guys how it works. Okay, so you have your the 9 and a 9. You don't need that. It's the other one. So you can connect to it. Connect like that. And you're gonna read info. I'm gonna try. Okay. So as you can see, it can perform any read or somehow data. So I think it has the wrong order of it. So I'm gonna try the other side. Like that. And as you can see, it reads the voltage. Nice. So you can see each individual cell, the charge rate, so millivolts. So you can see it's a perfect balance. You can see all other stuff like chips, chipset, cycle counts, like how many it's charged, like here, it's 10 times charged. Remaining capacity, it's really low. Full charge capacity, fantastic. All these funny things you can see here, really nice. So what we're gonna do now is you have these buttons on the side. We're gonna see if we can unlock them. So we want to, as you can see, I will let you guys see the moment, because if we do this, it theoretically should spring to life. So we do unseal. So the unseal, it worked, entered. We're gonna clear PF1. Okay, clear PF2. This is also. We're gonna reset. You see it's blinking, but we're not done yet. We're gonna reset the chip. Yes, we're gonna seal it again. So there you have it, guys. It's fully operational. You can power it off again, because it will be on the on stage. So like it thinks it needs to do something with the drone. So we can unplug the pins like that. And this don't need anymore. And now, moment of truth. It doesn't charge again. get these battery charger from DJI. Wait for it. And yes, it does charge, so we have a fully functional battery again. So the only thing I recommend doing when you charge the battery again to 100%, just fly your drone really carefully, hover it on the ground, just not going far or very high up, because that will if there's anything wrong with it, it may crash or just fall the sky. Just always check before you use it professionally or do your thing. Also recommend checking if there's firmware updates. Sometimes they just have a firmware update. Theoretically, we didn't reset or reprogram the firmware. We can do that, but this is not for another story. So for now, we have a functional battery again. So all these I repaired can go back to the customer. Very satisfying to do also. But yeah, there you have it. It's charging again. And yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Sorry for my English, but I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. And if you want to know anything about these repair or have any questions, didn't see anything correctly, if you have ideas or anything else, just leave them in the comments. I leave a little link in my bio or in the description for my website. You can, if you want to, you can contact me and send me your devices or your batteries, and I can take a look at it, diagnose them for you, etc. for a low price, and make them fully functional again. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.